Okay.
Yeah, but then like when people start to learn about the patterns, they can go too much into
Over identify with it.
yeah, like to over identify with it, or to do the eternal shadow work, you know.
The thing I hate the most is like when there's a moment when you're like, oh my god, this is never gonna end. And there's so much resistance. But actually,
Yeah.
good news. Shadow work does end. Like at some point, it becomes more like, okay, like you become more fluent in this language as any language. Like it's like also like a thing, I think, that is important to say to those who start or try to encourage them to start. It's like there is an end to this. I'm almost like, there is an end to shadow work. Don't worry. I'm telling it even to my future self or my past self or whatever. Like there's something I'm always saying that healing is not the end goal. It's kind of like a step on the path because there's so much more to do after you heal. So like, please let's not get stuck there. But yeah.
I see. For me, it happens like every time there are different layers, or you can call them levels. But every time it happens, whenever I learn about the pattern and I study and observe it and I become aware of it.
Yeah.
And then when I track it, so I bring it into my awareness, and then I see, okay, that's not me. So what do I want to do here? And then the best way for me is to go into service to others. Like, what do I want to do here? From the
Here on planet Earth, you mean?
yeah, like from the position of being free from this pattern, like seeing it, but if it doesn't affect me. For example, like one of my patterns, I think, was something like something is wrong with me, right? This one. So I would go like, okay, I would wake up in the morning, I would be like, oh, like something is wrong with me, so I need to fix it, I need to do this and that. And then, okay, if I know that that's my pattern, this thought is not me, but it's still present in the system as a memory of something I've learned before. Whenever I hear it in my head, I don't follow it, but I'm aware, oh, okay, this program, this pattern works now, so it's not me. And if I'm free from it, so I don't need to fix anything, there is nothing wrong with me. In the moment, what do I want to do? Like, what's the next step? And I think like this moment is a crucial point of choice.
Yeah.
So
The recognition of the. It's interesting. So you're calling basically a pattern more like a program.
yeah.
Because it's interesting. For me, a pattern is already like, it's kind of like deeper than that. For me, a pattern, maybe it's also like good to clarify what is a pattern.
Yeah.
So for me, where I register the pattern, it's where there's a program running. I'm not enough. So it's like, it's a program because a lot of us, but the pattern is how, it's like already how I react. Like what's the my personal emotion behind it. Somebody can feel like angry. Somebody can feel, sad or whatever. And then how do I act, like how do I react and act? Kind
Yeah.
of like, and that's the whole thing for me. That's the pattern. So it's like much more complex,
Yeah.
which sometimes makes it like, my God. So it's like also the mapping
Yeah.
of it is also something me and Elise are doing now.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like under, okay, there's a program, there's emotional, the parts work is kind of like, where does it stand? It's kind of like recognizing this persona that developed because of the program that is having emotions and is reacting from it. That's like the part. So it's kind of like this, okay, wait, it's like, what are we doing here? Interesting. Because yeah, once you kind of like, I feel it's really hard to recognize the pattern or the program, like kind of like the program, because the program is something very non-emotional. It's just like, I'm not enough. It's like a thought. It's like almost like sneaky. It's like very like, you need to see, to hear a pattern, like a program. Actually, you kind of like need to have enough silence or some space to be able to hear your thoughts, to be like, okay, this is a thought that is taking my energy, basically. I'm not enough. I'm not gonna make it. I don't know. I'm lying. I'm like anything that like kind of drains. Or how I recognize it, how I started working with it. It's like, okay, this is draining me. This is not giving me anything except taking. And then it's like, okay, so but and then I can be like, okay, I can like have emotions about it, but I'm gonna like not believe it. I'm gonna like start to do like create space and stuff. So it's interesting how this like becomes layered process. Even to get to the program, you need to first actually just let your like you need to start recognizing and has to. I'm just also like, on one hand it's like on the other hand it's like, wow, we know so much already about this. It's like,
Yeah.
thank fucking God. Like, not expert level, but still like a lot of awareness there, which is actually freeing. It's like a moment. Oh, right. So again, it's like almost like a program. Oh, healing is hard, blah blah blah. Again, it's kind of like this. Or, oh my God, I know so much. It's like almost like when you said this thing, I'm like, I can see the pattern, the program. Also, we can choose how we call it. And then I can recognize it's not me, and then I kind of like choose otherwise or whatever. For me, it's like this like, it was a revelation when I realized that we cannot live without programs, let's say, but we can choose them. It's like spotting it's like almost like this prize, spotting the program, because you'll be like, okay, it exists, but I can just be like, okay, I'm taking my energy by and I'm putting my energy into being actually grateful that I know already so much, and oh my God, I'm evolving. And then it's like redirecting the only thing I have, which my awareness, energy, whatever that is. And it's just it's kind of like small in action. Kind of like tutorial in action.
Nice. Yeah, sometimes it's like I still feel that sometimes we always can make this choice, but if the program is, you could say, like very old, even if you're aware of it, but then like you still keep following the pattern because it's there for something. Probably you're still learning. I read it, it's like, okay, I'm still learning. I keep repeating this stuff because I'm still learning. I'm already aware of it, but in the moment, whoop, and I'm in the pattern. So I'm able to maybe stop, breathe, and redirect a little bit sooner than before. But I'm not able just like to clear it out immediately. So it's also, for me, very important. I'm learning about compassion towards myself, not like dismissing and just following the old stuff, but still like a little bit of compassion in the moment. Like, okay, anyway, we have those programs and patterns, so we cannot, for now at least, live without them. But then, okay, if I do the mistake again and again and again, I'm already like tired from it. But still, there is a compassion. There is some learning in there. There is like some nuance, because also I think every time we repeat some of those patterns and we notice it, it actually is a reminder that you are not this in the moment. Like every time you notice,
putting it in front of you.
Yeah. It's just immediately like, if you see it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
whoa, like, but that's not me, you know?
Whoa.
Like, whoa.
Compassion, but whoa. Okay. You're my poor baby, you've been living with this all this time. Oh my God. Yeah, it's like interesting when you said I'm learning. I was curious to actually ask you if you want or can expand on the learning. Yeah, like learning what? When you kind of like feel like it's like a learning of spotting the pattern, or of learning how to change, like I'm very curious.
Yeah, like on the relative level, of course, you learn more and more details about the pattern itself to recognize it better. And then like you learn how to shift with like compassion, acceptance, you learn how to shift from this pattern to being free, actually, and making the choice. But also, I think on the deeper level, it's learning, a kind of learning when you can recognize the truth, like this one, when you see, okay, that's not me, so who am I? Basically, like
behind it.
Yeah, behind it. So it can send you to this place where you can again and again rediscover, or like remember the absolute truth of who you are. And I mean, this kind of learning, you're like, what is this? Like this pattern. Okay, it's not me. Oh, who am I? Like, oh, good.
And then it's like,
know?
I am God.
Yeah.
I can just chill now. God that should not be falling asleep though. Awaken God.
Yeah, God, which shouldn't fall asleep.
Yeah, because it's very easy
True.
when I remember who I am, and it's not
Yeah.
like, you know, it's like, it's chill. All of this is not mine. I can like. There's also a slide. There's a slide trap of dissociating for me personally, because then it's like, all right, right, and then it's like, and then it's very thin, like the layers there to remember who I am, but actually wake up inside of what's happening and not just be like, okay, create a distance, which is this is my learning. It's like can go like those like tiny, like I'm either like 180 this way or 180 this way, and then it's like, okay, can we move like 10%? Then 10%. It's like this or that, very black and white. So I'm really learning the subtle kind of like, okay, because the nervous system can get also overwhelmed very, like it's also learning where my nervous system is tick, 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 out, I'm gone, okay, now I need to rest. It's like, how do I kind of expand but not cross my own boundaries with the awareness. Yeah, it's like there's something addictive also in this hunt of like your patterns, your it's like, okay, where is the next thing? Where I'm gonna and it's like, bro, chill. I think like there's almost like, okay, now I'm gonna, there's like not like I'm lacking easiness sometimes around it, because it becomes like an addictive thing. Okay, now, okay, one time I spotted the pattern, one time, like it's like becomes a game, and then it's like I'm chasing it because suddenly there's another program, you know, coming in. I'm like, I'm gonna do it really quick, and then I'm gonna be, you know, done with homework. No, it's not gonna work like this. It's like always in layers. So it's like learning actually to, wow, it's so accurate, like this meeting and this recording. Such a reminder for so many things. I'm like, right. Forgot, it's a graduate process.
Yeah, we had this question actually in the community. Someone asked this week, like, because there is a part of the work is actually to learn to study the patterns, right? And they call it a fishbowl. That you have like a fishbowl in your head, and then you have all kind of programs and things and patterns, and then you don't see the reality as it is, but you see like all kind of projections, basically. And then you study the fishbowl, so you know, okay, like this is that pattern, it's that program, this and that. But then when do you stop? Because basically you can always study it, like unlimited, eternal, you know. But there is a moment when you choose to focus on, in the community, it's like when you choose to focus on God, when you really like realize that, okay, I'm God and everything is perfect, and you focus on it, not dismissing the patterns, but it's a different thing. It's like a different mode.
You just don't have enough power anymore. Almost kind of, you're kind of like, okay, I see you, but not now. Kind of.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I see you, great, but I'm actually God and everything is perfect. So there is this balance, And for many people, it's hard to navigate in between this and that, because sometimes people start to dismiss the patterns, like studying them, and they go just into, okay, I'm just God, and everything is perfect.
It's really hard to take action from that place.
Yeah.
That's my, I'm like, we're talking, I'm like, that's where
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm God, but how do I act as a human body knowing I'm God? Whoa. And then I had this meeting with this amazing soul recently, and he said something, wow, that just like, it was a meeting call, and then he said something like, vision is devotion. And I was like, kind of like, it brought up so much fear in me first, and I was like, whoa, I can't, like, I was like, but then it gave me this like for the first time, after like looking at the, first of all, like a bunch of programs of like, oh my god, devoting is scary, devoting is bad, because as a woman, and with all the collective history, devoting is tricky. But devoting to my vision or devoting to God actually gives me this link of like, okay, I am God, but I'm in a human body, so it's like, but if I'm devoted, I can ask for clear actions from God, and then it's kind of like, it's like this, almost like this like channel of like, yeah, like instructions. Because once I kind of think about my vision or think about my mission, or not even being super clear about what it is, but I know I have one, I can be like, okay, I'm devoted to figuring out, I'm devoted to trying to figure, like, wherever you are, you know, on this ladder, some people are like, no, my mission is just devoted to it, doing it, right? It's like super clear. But some of us are just accepting maybe that we do have a mission. Or like they're still like in the place, or accepting that I'm more than my patterns, I'm not my pattern. It's like, so how do I navigate that? How do I navigate this path from being an individual lost in programs like this, those, you know, the super asleep, and like just enlightened, I'm God, and knowing what I'm doing, like embodied God, let's say that, because this is kind of like so devotion is a very interesting topic. Like, and that entered my life recently. I'm like, okay, devotion. Also, it's kind of like sexy.
I love devotion.
As a woman, it's very sexy. It's like very also like,
nice.
I have a lover. He's pink. He's the best.
Yeah. Oh, I love it so much. I just like I realized on January that devotion is my superpower.
Yes.
And it was like someone was analyzing the human design, my human design, and then my friend told me, oh, okay, this is like your there's like a superpower or something, and it's like devotion. I'm like, huh, it actually makes sense.
Yes.
It's really, I mean, it's very weird, but it does make sense. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like super devoted. Huh. And that's all my life is about it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Dropping into the devotion, be like,
yeah.
Yeah, you are very devoted.
Yeah.
I would say the same.
Yeah, and that's the mission itself. It's very interesting that like vision and mission, they are actually pretty, they are very vast in a way. They are very vast. Yeah. They're very focused. Like you're very focused on it in a way. And you can define it, of course, but it's also very vast. It's not like, I mean, you can create a vision that you want to have like this kind of house in this place and this and that. And it can be a big project, and the vision for the big project, and your mission may be to do your best to create it, right? But in general, if it's about your mission on Earth in this reincarnation, it's pretty vast usually, and it's not.
Sometimes it's too much. It's like,
yeah, and it's not anything. Like it's really hard to define it into something specific. To say, oh, my mission is even like to be an artist. Funny enough, it's not a mission, probably. You know, it's like a part of a mission, like a tiny part.
Yeah, you know, like it's like I'm not into astrology anymore, but like you're saying, you just said something about human design, and it's funny how those like modalities sometimes help us to like make sense of things, because I am an artist, but it's like feels like old. It feels like it's my in some places it's like an excuse. I've already been a successful artist in past lifetimes, so I'm just not gonna try. But it's like, okay, if you're such a successful artist, then fucking go be that first, and then it's like not about letting go, it's actually using that as an asset. And then when I was like slowly kind of like, okay, accepting, and because there is a part of me that feels that's very old and irrelevant to me. It's like, oh, again. Some part is like, oh my god, I just want to do that. It's like my safe place, so it's like very confusing. And yeah, recently it's like, oh, that's my tool, that's like my entry point to get to like my keto is in the house of creation and art, and my rahu is like in the it's like innovation, bro. Like it's like very, it's like, okay, it's like almost become a successful artist and be famous through Instagram. It's like almost it's almost like, it's kind of like, but the path is very kind of like, okay, what do I, because the art is only a tool. It is, but it is my language, it is my tool. So it's like, really, I really need to surrender to that first, devote myself to this, because that will kind of give ground to the other stuff. And it's a trip also to meet the programs there and be like, okay, like even there, okay, what serves me, what doesn't, what serves me, what doesn't, okay, this serves me, this is amazing, this. So it's like constantly being there, so I can slowly finally touch devotion. Like, okay, that's the only thing that makes sense. Cannot make fast money on AI. I'll have to do it through my purpose, through my heart. And it's a little devastating.
Yeah, for me, I had it like with being a dancer, and recently I just dropped this identity almost totally, and I rediscovered that 2 days ago that I actually still love dancing, but it's so different that I don't see myself as like a dancer or whatever you can call it. I don't care about it anymore, but I still do like dancing, or like I don't see myself like my mission as the one who works with the body, like a body worker or something, but it's still my gift. So it's very interesting. But as a mission and something like bigger, I tune into right now just being in service and actually seeing what it can be in the moment. If it's not so like bright, if it's not so big, if it's not perfect, if there is no idea behind it, let's say, okay, I'm not a dancer and I'm not a body worker and there is nothing specific, right? But I'm just here, and I'm in service for the humanity. What do I do now? And like every moment like this, and just to keep this reminder and to feel it as my mission, because I really do, like I know that that's my mission basically. That's the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
But how does it look like? How do I know? Because like today it may look like, I don't know, helping someone with a very simple thing, and tomorrow it may look like building like a beautiful village for the community.
Yes.
So it may be like this and that. I mean,
and wow, we need to talk about it. Also, there's development on the elderly house, just so you know.
Yeah.
More idea, like more like puzzle pieces are coming together. Yeah. Yeah, no. Just for me, like when it's small, that's the, for me, the scaling of thing is hard. When it's like big, yeah, it's like if it's big, I need to be solid so I can just do the baby steps, which can change, and can shape and shift and stuff. But the main focus should be the same, because if you're saying like, I don't know how it's gonna look like, I'm gonna like, then for me it's super like ungrounding and not serving, that the mission can change. So I'm choosing to be like I know it will unfold. It's kind of like the more I'm walking, the more it's unfolding. But also it's like I can choose. Be like, okay, I'm devoting to a vision that is not gonna change. I'm devoting to this specific thing, and being like, it's interesting. Like you said something about the music, how you guys like switched off the music, and I had this thought reminder of something like that chaos likes and wants order, and when you are coherent or you're kind of like able to hold your true like vision, mission, whatever that is, you can create a very stable frequency because you're sure of it. You don't have any like, oh, I want it, I don't want it. You're kind of like, I'm sure it will happen. I know I'm destined to you're kind of holding that and walking with it, with the center in the world. Things will just start collapsing to your field. Like it's kind of like, so it's like you guys were like, the music is shit. Let's switch it off. And it's just like, you were so like, aligned with that it's just like killed the mic, killed the sound system. Okay. That is the like superpower, but it's like kind of like, so I feel it's like the same with the mission and the vision. That's why it's so hard to kind of get there, or like so distracting, or we're trying to copy because we're kind of like not sure, but once we start doing the work and actually going back to this like center, singularity, like being God or whatever, we can be like from there, okay, what's aligned with this calmness, with this order inside of me, what is creating more order rather than more chaos. It's a great reminder for me too. Thank you so much. I'm like talking as if I'm like the expert, but I'm just like coming through me. I'm like, oh, great. Good.
And I like to check the coordinates. Like that's what I do sometimes. I just stop and like I connect to the I am, to isness, to you can call it silence, to being, and then I check the coordinates. So if I had a vision, even if it's something small and it's something related actually to my desire, but the true desire, pretty grounded desire, like having a house, for example, building a house or creating something. And then I check, like, is it still my coordinate? And I mean, usually the answer is yes. If it didn't come from my mind, if it's not like a fake idea of I'm going to get this one and it's going to give me something which is missing, if it's a true desire, then it's always there. And usually it's somehow it's a big vision. It's something which sometimes I don't understand. What should I do today to get there? Or like how I'm going to get there at all. But it's always in the system, like always. Any moment, even if I'm like super distorted with a great noise in my head, still, if I'm able to reach silence for 2 seconds, it's there. Like this vision is there.
Yeah.
Always there. I don't know. Just like always. And that's how I check. And then if it's not there, for example, if I had some idea 1 month ago, and then I tune into the silence now, and I'm like, it's not there. Like, I don't care. Almost.
Yeah, just release it.
Yeah, then maybe it's not relevant anymore. It's not that it was fake. Maybe it served something on the way, but there are visions that stay. Like for me, they just stay forever almost until they manifest.
Cool.
And there are like few of them, not so many.
So cool. You're also bringing me clarity on some things and also like just inspiring. So cool. Amazing. My friends are the best.
Nice. Yeah, but then the last question for me is usually
And the last question
is like, what do I do now? So I like to connect those points of really like big visions that I hold as the coordinates, and then the mission, like why am I here, which is like massive and huge and quite
because
undescribable.
I deserve to.
Yeah. And then to connect it to now, like,
Yeah.
what does it mean now for me? What is the step? What is the puzzle piece? What do I do now?
Yeah.
And also like to get rid of my ideas about it. And actually to break to break the patterns basically in that moment, because sometimes if I connect to the vision and I'm like, oh, for example, I want to build this beautiful village for the community, right? And I'm like, what do I do now? And then it's like, oh, I need to earn a lot of money now, or like I need to go and search for land right now.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm like sick and tired, for example. So maybe actually the best thing for me is to go and sleep. And it's very, it's not the first thing which comes up into your mind, Like the first thing is like, yeah, go. But then if you really listen, then maybe like right now you need to support someone, like to support a friend or to do something totally different, which seems not to be related to the vision, but actually it is, because it's a necessary step. And
Wow,
I'm so curious about those things, how the puzzle actually works.
Wow. Yeah, it's like almost, what comes to me, it's like almost we can do the masculine. We can go the masculine way, which is, again, women are also, we also have masculine and feminine. It's not this, but it's like almost like either you kind of like, do the mind thing and like have a plan and then just do it, but just super the old world, and we're not doing that anymore, just so you know. It's not the plan. The plan is to actually, everything comes to us if especially we're women, I think. The more I'm learning, the more it's like, the more we rest, the more we just hold the potential, the more we just like, yes. And acceptance, it's kind of like things are in our field start blooming, rising, manifesting, showing up. And it's interesting when you said that. First, two things I spotted, my own personal thing, which I'm gonna maybe say after, but when you said, it's like, that's the devotion. It's kind of like, I feel devotion is such a powerful thing because it's like a frequency. It's like it's like acting, but also simultaneously holding a certain level of frequency when you're acting. So it's like when you said that thing about, oh, I want to build like this vision that is always there with you, and I relate, I have those. It's almost kind of like this inspiration, expansion, like whatever, kind of, okay, what do I even, it kind of brings you to a certain level of frequency, right? Because it fills you up, gives you purpose, like all those gratitude even, whatever. And then go search for land feels either aligned, maybe, of course, but sometimes it can feel like, okay, I'm going into rush mode. Like my sympathetic nervous system is activated now because I need to save, like, it's like, no. And maybe actually helping a friend is what helps you stay on this frequency. It's like almost like this devotion is like, and okay, I know I need to go search land, or like, okay, but this energy, this level is like almost like, it doesn't really matter what you do, but with what quality of energy you're in when you're doing it. Almost kind of like, how do you keep this? Because then kind of like life will just like rearrange, like while you're like, in this place, like walking earth, like knowing everything's gonna happen while you don't look, things can fall apart, collapse, merge, timelines can shift, whatever that. Wow, magician style information. But like, you don't know, and then you just let it. Like, yeah, cool, I'm whole. And then it's interesting, just to even take a week to practice that. You know, like, okay, now for a week, I'm holding the vision and staying devoted, and then trying to keep the frequency, no matter what I do, and see what will happen. Almost makes me like bubbly from the inside. I'm like, ooh, new experiment. Because what came up to me personally when you said about the vision, that it's always there, I have a program that comes up from that. Because I have a program that, because I have those visions, and kind of like, okay, it's always there. And there's like voices like, oh, it's always there but you never make it, like it's always there but you're actually not doing anything about it, and almost like taking, like making it small, or like unreachable. And also the second thought is like, yeah, but it's not there forever. If you're not gonna act on it, it's gonna dissolve, and then you're gonna like, and you're always like waiting for the last moment to actually do anything about it. And like, and then it's like almost you're gonna miss your chance if you, and it's like, I see how those, they try to come in and like take away from me this mission or this, because they are big and I don't know when they're gonna happen, and there's too much, and this urge, this like this like sneaky energy that comes in and tries to like take my like, belief, or my like inspiration, or like, the higher frequency stuff. It's like almost like this, like, gotta take it. You're like, no, go away. It's gonna happen. I don't know how. Trust. And it's a little delusional game. Like, it's like delusional lately became my favorite word.
Yeah, but it's interesting that probably I also have something similar, but a little bit different. It sounds like, ooh, sometimes, what is this vision about? I like too much in the clouds. Like, what is real at all? Like, you're dreaming or what? What the fuck? Like, we need to do the shit now, like real stuff, like real shit. And it's interesting that what helps me is to study the cases or to talk to people who actually is able to hold this bigger vision, and also some people who actually was able to create it then. Like, because there are a lot of people who, I don't know, like all the famous guys and girls, they basically had a big
all
vision.
The famous guys and girls.
Yeah, especially if you ask someone who is like, I don't know, Leo Tolstoy or something like this, who's like in the end of their life.
Hey, Lev, what's up? We have a couple of questions. Do you want to take
Yeah, but if you read about those people, just ask them, like, how did they make it? Like, how did they create something big? It was like this. They had a vision in the beginning, and if they still do remember, some of them probably don't already, but in the beginning, they didn't know how to make it because it was quite big, or they didn't even know what exactly is it going to be. So they just had like a very, very specific feeling behind the vision, and they just followed it. And that has resulted in a huge project, life-changing, world-changing, innovation. I don't know, everything.
Yes, let's not forget that Lev Tolstoy lived in the era we don't have phones, and we don't have distraction, we don't have construction, and we don't have, it's like we're like in the same game, but we're like also, in one way it's easier, in one way it's much harder. Our attention is like noise, light, whatever you name it. It's just everything is, trying to like stretch you and like break you apart. So it's like holding, even like being in a place where you can just for a moment hold the vision, or be like, it's a lot. Like it's a good job, because Lev Tolstoy, he had like days in the forest, sitting, whatever, doing, I don't know, it's like, bro, was it much easier to be guided, like, I think that the contrast between the inner world and the inner calling voice energy intuition was much more obvious because the outside was so much not influencing you, so you could really be like, okay, this is from coming from the in. I am guide, like even if you're not naming it this way, it's like much more. Here you have like, just open your phone and on Instagram you have a bunch of people that making it, you know, and you're kind of like, so like a lot of, like last year I had a whole year of like just letting go of all my dreams and letting go of all my ideas and letting go of like, because I was like, I'm not sure which ones are mine anymore. Which the, like, you know, building a community and living with friends, is that my idea? I don't know. Like, I needed to let go of all of that and see what stays, see what still emerges from the inside, which also, yeah, the true stuff is always stays with you, and so it's interesting. How do we really come back to the center and to this like place where we can see the vision, see the patterns, see the programs, and just like I am like I am God, but I'm also just Yulia. And this Yulia is trying to listen to the inside, which is already a fucking job. Really, I should just get paid for that. Just being able to do that.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, can I just be paid for just being devoted? That would be awesome. We should start a church, a temple, a
I
service.
was thinking about the new financial system in the world, and I was like,
I'm on God's bank account.
yeah, okay.
We're getting there. I think once we kind of like let go of rent, paying for rent, and paying for food because we have a house and we grow our own food, there'll be more space to be like, you know, one or two communal cars. Then it's like also you don't have a paycheck of insurance every month. Like it's like really seeing how we can group together and create our own, you know, systems that are not relying on money anymore, and then just have this money relationship with the government in very specific terms. I like. I'm like on my path there, so I'm not paying rent already for like almost 2 years, and it's been very liberating. It's like exchanging my value of like I pay with money. It's like I'm exchanging. I'm getting a house or where to live, but I exchange it for something I'm good at. Art, service, helping out. Like, and then it's like money is not in the equation anymore. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, actually, I like it. It's more than just volunteering. It's like a base. You know, when you volunteer, you're like, oh, let me experiment. I'll go and volunteer for food and accommodation. But if you just live like this, and this is totally a normal baseline of a life, it's nice. Because, I mean, anyway, it happens like this. It's just easier when a group of people gather in one place to co-create something, and then they get like basic stuff, you know, so they have like a baseline of
for
safety.
like safety. Yeah, exactly. You have yeah, it's just, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen soon. Soon we're gonna have land. My dream on this land, just not for the record, but to well, I'm also going to study mud building, is to build meditation chambers.
Oh, nice.
Like totally dark, like with, you know, kind of like frequency rearranging meditation chambers.
Yeah, so I love it.
Yeah, because also because, you know, like while you meditate, you're in the darkness, specifically in darkness, you can restore melatonin, and like your pineal gland is active. Like you have like all kind of like small thingies there. So it's very exciting. So like having a place where you can just come and be like, oh, my God. Yeah, I think we can do that. But the being in the center is very important. And I think it's just like in the end of the day, what's cool about what we do now, I feel, is like the conversations, the openness. because it's so like shameful. Oh, I'm like 33 and I live with my mom currently. And from the outside, it's like very challenging statement. From the inside, it's like amazing. I'm living like rent free and I'm getting time to figure my shit out, and it's a privilege. Wow, amazing. And yeah, but when you start talking about your shameful stuff and like sharing or ideas, or it becomes like, oh, you also have that? Oh, also have that. It's like becomes this, and then it's like kind of like us against the enemy, kind of like we can relate in this like relation to each other, or like being like, oh, I want to be in my center, I want to be like, it's kind of like the more we, it's like also this chaos becoming more stable, because we're kind of like, oh right, you now remind me and always will remind me, you know, that we had this conversation, and like, oh right, devotion. All right, vision, like anchoring that, and the more we are together, the more we can stay in our centers, because it's like kind of like holding each other accountable for that, or for like helping each other just hold it while you go crazy or I go crazy. And like,
yeah, nice. Yeah, this meeting point. Yeah. Nice. So, do I click? Oh, it's almost